Hey, what is up guys, my name is Austin and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be talking about my Galaxy Note 3. This phone released in September of 2013 and released alongside the iPhone 5S. In many ways, the Galaxy Note 3 is better than the iPhone 5S, however there are also a lot of things better about the iPhone 5S. Right here is my mother's old iPhone 5. Unfortunately, I've never owned an iPhone 5S, but it's pretty much the same thing on the outside, but definitely not on the inside. So on the front we have a 5.7-inch 1080 screen. Oh good god. I forgot how to English. Anyways, on the front we have a 5.7-inch 1080p screen with a pixel density of 386 pixels per inch. Which honestly, if you look at the screen close enough, you can see some pixels, but dang is this screen still good even by today's standards. Unfortunately, the sucky thing about Super AMOLED displays is nowadays they get some pretty bad screen burn-in. Don't know what screen burn is, it's basically when an image stays on the screen for too long and it ends up burning into the pixels in the display. As you can see the TikTok outlay on the bottom of the screen. You can see the keyboard, more of the TikTok outline. You can clearly see it says "For You" right there, and then you can see the notification bar is burnt in as well. That is a thing that you are going to get with these older Androids. I even experienced screen burn-in on my new Galaxy S7 Edge. I say new because I've only had it for 5 months. Definitely not a new phone. So this is clocked in with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 at 2.27 GHz. It wasn't horrible for playing games back then, it was actually really good. It was the top of the line. But as time went on and games got bigger and needed more GPU storage and RAM and whatnot, it got more difficult to play. There was a point in time where I could play PUBG Mobile on this phone. I can't even do that with my newest phone. It's a 4-core processor, which for the time was really good, and even we still have that in some phones nowadays. It stopped at Android 5.0 Lollipop, which I think is the worst version of TouchWiz ever. I've always hated TouchWiz. I've never liked that you have to go into a billion different little settings just to go into one, and the user interface isn't the best. Like, it's not the friendliest. Another thing with these older phones, especially in Android, is that the battery life goes out. But the nice thing is, you have a removable back. Obviously, I got bored one day and decided to paint it, but you could take the back off, and I still can. And you could replace the battery, which I have done. However, I did replace it a couple years ago, and this was my main phone up until July, so it's already kind of diminished a little bit. Obviously, if I were to put the original battery in here, I would probably get maybe about 45 minutes of battery life, but with this new battery, I get a good few hours, not too bad. 3200 milliamp hour battery, it's definitely not the worst ever. Next, let's talk about those cameras. On the front of the phone, we have a whopping 2 megapixel camera capable of shooting 1080p 30. And obviously it's not the best. If you go back to one of my first videos when I came back to YouTube, I think it was back in I don't even remember, spring I think. That was the quality, and I mean it got me through for, like I said, a few years until I got this phone. But I mean it wasn't the worst thing in the world, just extremely noisy and not too clear. And on the back we have a 13 megapixel camera capable of shooting up to 4K 30, which we can still get in phones nowadays, and it was pretty revolutionary for the time because 4K wasn't too popular. And it's weird because this phone can't even play a 4K video on YouTube or Netflix. Like I said, it's got a 1080p screen and it is also capped at that. And like you probably noticed, I'm recording in 4K right now. I don't know if it's going to render out in that, but you know what, if it doesn't, then whatever. As you can see, I'm in a pretty well lit area, and even then, this camera is still not smooth, like, at all. But obviously when I shine it on my light, it gets a lot more smooth and, whatnot. But when we turn it around, and you can see my beautiful face, still just way laggy. And hey, now you can see my beautiful Galaxy S7 Edge. And also one thing that I've always dealt with this phone, even before it, just completely went to trash, was the microphone. Now the microphone issue, it's always had this popping noise, and if you go back and watch that video, you definitely hear it, just a really loud and annoying popping sound that would come and go throughout the whole video. especially when you would first start a video, and I don't know why that is. For a while, I was able to plug in an external microphone such as I'm doing right now. But, funny little story, I was just listening to music with some headphones, and the headphone jack decided to get stuck, or the headphone jack decided to get stuck in that little hole, causing me to have to use pliers and tweezers to get it out. Not only did that just mess up with the headphone jack itself, but it also prevented me from being able to use an external microphone. I probably could have been a tad bit smarter about that, but you know me. So, as the title says, is this phone worth it in 2021? Short, simple answer, no. God forbid you find one on the internet that has no issues on it and very little screen burn-in, which is hard to find nowadays, even with a newer Android phone such as the S9 or even S10, S8 and S7, and pretty much everything in between, you get screen burn-in. It is a pretty unfortunate thing to happen because, Android screens are beautiful. Samsung screens, they're super AMOLED, they're really bright and colorful and pretty color accurate. Definitely really nothing similar to Apple's Retina display, but pixels are still just not very easily seen even on a phone that's 8 years old. This was my first real smartphone, the first being an HTC Evo 4G from 2010, of which I had no complaints on at the time, and I was able to game on it, and ugh. But as time went on, I stopped using it. I went to using a tablet forever, and then for my 11th birthday, I think, if I can remember correctly, 2017, my dad gave me this because he got the Galaxy S7 Edge, which is the phone I'm using now. So he gave it to me, and I've been using it up until summer of 2021. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's the phone that kind of changed a lot for me. It allowed me to be able to start high-quality YouTube videos and not look like a complete idiot about it. This phone, it's still usable for like basic tasks such as YouTube video watching, social media scrolling, and very light and not very heavy gaming, because let's be real, 2 gigabytes of RAM is not enough to do much. And like I said, just the screen burn-in is just ugh. No, so with my last video, if we will just go ahead and focus here, I did that the whole video, which I didn't actually plan on doing, but whatever. Like I said, this phone is still kind of usable in today's world. It's not going to be the smoothest experience ever, and it's pretty heavily outdated. Like I said, it's stuck on Android 5.0, and just TouchWiz is the most difficult thing and annoying thing in the world. However, when you go to About Device and go down to Android 5.0 and click it, you get the classic Lollipop Easter egg, which you can do all kinds of sort of fun stuff, and if you long press it, you get to that, which is pretty neat. It's just a nice little screensaver, I guess. I don't know. The cityscape, pretty awesome. Also, I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas at the time of recording this video. There's 3 days until Christmas. I'm pretty excited for it, but unfortunately this Christmas is going to be the best one for us. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's not going to be the worst Christmas ever, but it's just not going to be what it was like previous years in my life. But I'm still very excited for it because Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. Anyways, Merry Christmas to all of you. But that about concludes it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did like it, make sure you guys click the like button because it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and share with your friends to spread the word about my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!